Good morning. So here for Thursday, notice that we did skip just this one page here on angles being measured by a protractor. And just to avoid trying to make sure that everybody has a protractor, how to use one, we're just going to go and continue on with polygons and geometry, which are very important. So after you classify your angles and lines up here, you're going to learn what different polygons are called. And this is a pretty basic page. It's pretty easy. Tomorrow you will have a worksheet that you will review some angles. So here it says to name each polygon, and some may have more than one name. So again, you have a helpful hints little key here. Polygons are closed figures made up of line segments. So as we all know, triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. Rectangles have 4 sides and 4 right angles. Notice that, they're always right. Square, 4 congruent sides and 4 right angles. Now, what does congruent mean? Congruent means they're the same on every side. So rectangles have 2 that are longer, but squares have ones that are exactly the same. Parallelograms have 4 sides opposite, sides parallel. So it just means that both sides have lines that are going in the same direction but will never touch. They can look most often in a shape like this. And then a trapezoid has 4 sides but only 1 pair of parallel sides. And what that means is a trapezoid has 2 lines that if they were to keep going, eventually they would meet. So that means they are not parallel. But these are. So it's best to look at these shapes more as if they had lines than just closed shapes. Like it says, they're made up of line segments. So all you're going to do is identify these. Pretty easy, but some of them you'll notice will get a little bit tricky, especially when it gets to parallelograms and trapezoids. So here we have 4 sides and 4 right angles. They're not congruent though, so we know that's a rectangle. And then 3 sides and 3 angles always means triangle. So just remember, if they're not congruent, they're a rectangle. If they are congruent, they're a square. 2 parallel lines that will meet on one side and also on another side are parallelograms. And shapes that only have 2 parallel sides are trapezoids. On this page here for list 21, we have what are called inferences. And all that means is when you come to a conclusion by looking at the facts in the sentence, kind of like context clues. So what you're going to do is you're going to read your sentences. I would say read them out loud or to yourself. When you read them out loud, you can kind of hear yourself and give yourself hints. So you're going to use the clues in your sentences to complete them using a list word. So I'm going to give you an example. It says, John Audubon became famous for his drawings of birds. He was well, we know if he is drawing, if I look at all of my list words, well, that must mean he's an artist. So notice how I use the clues from my sentence to come up with the answer. And that's what you're going to do for all of these. You're going to use inferences or clues from your sentences to complete them. Then you're going to use these pronunciations to write your list word. So you're going to look at these letters and pronounce them out loud. I know it may seem strange at first, but once you pronounce them, you will notice that you come up with a list word. So as we've learned before, but I'll give you another reminder, these upside down E's are called schwas. So remember that. And they have a short U sound. So if I were to go irritable, irritable, irritable. I notice that I'm saying the word irritable. So I would write irritable. Correctly, of course. And then you'd go to the next one. We have harmony, harmony, harmony. So you would write harmony. So the schwa is the most important because there are usually schwas in the longer words. So make sure every time you see those little upside down E's that you make a U sound, a short U sound, and that will be very helpful. So here for our Thursday video, I'm just going to go ahead and add the spelling for Friday because it is pretty simple and self-explanatory. You're going to read this little passage about a school field trip, and all you have to do is take a close look at the bold words and then unscramble them. So you're just unscrambling them, finding them in the list, and then writing them neatly and spelled correctly down here. So because it's so simple, I just decided to add it to the Thursday video.